Good morning.
Coach, if you would please start us out with an opening statement about your team's most recent outing at Jackson State.
Well, obviously, we were disappointed. We didn't play as well as we think we could, and Jackson State had a lot to do with that. They played extremely well in the second half. We thought we fought them hard in the first half and just didn't hold on and be strong in the second half, didn't finish well enough. So we know we have some work to do. That game really showed us where we were and where we need to get to. And again, it's another loss that we earned. So we're looking for an opportunity to play again this weekend.
Appreciate those comments, Coach. First question goes to James Hill.
Morning, Coach. I hope you and the fellas are well. When you look at Mr. Hawkins, Mr. Washington, and also Mr. Rash, just talk a little bit about the production in the first half and what your takeaways are from that.
Well, I thought our guy had a chance to make some plays early, and Maurice did. As you mentioned, Rash made some catches there as well, and Q Hawkins was able to distribute the ball. But obviously, we wasn't able to keep that going throughout the game. But the first half was kind of the way we like to play. We like to be able to mix it up with the run and pass, but we got to be able to continue to do that consistently throughout 4 quarters of a game.
Next stop, Daytona Beach. You're not going to the beach. You're going to play a football game. Talk a little bit about the Bethune matchup and what you envision.
Obviously, it's a big matchup for us. They're coming off a bye, and so they've had a couple weeks to get ready and heal up. And so, obviously, they'll be ready to play. It's in their home stadium, and so we got to pack a good team and go down to Daytona and go play some good football.
Thank you, sir. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Dr. Cavill.
This is Dr. Bill with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. How's it going this morning, Coach X?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I appreciate that. As you talked about the first half, you were able to do some things true to character of what you want to get done in your football team, balance, run, pass, big plays, both on offense and defense. How do you go back in terms of the practice and continue to reframe and make that more of a long-standing matchup of what you do for an entire game?
I think what it showed us is that we got to continue to coach at and push and demand things at even a higher level because it's in there. We saw it for the first half to be 21-17 with that team, which I think is a really outstanding football team. We need to continue to grow and get better. And I think to a man, we understand that. So I think it's pretty simple. You know, you got to make sure that you finish games as much as you can. I think every coach is looking to do that. And we just got to do it better than what we did it this past week.
Oftentimes, coaches talk about the simplicity of the game. Obviously, for fans and media pundits, oftentimes we try to make it more schematically differently. But when you get into this Bethune-Cookman team, what are some things that you want to get done from a defensive perspective to slow down what they're trying to get done Bethune-Cookman?
Well, I think the most important part as a defense, I think it's very well out there. We need to make sure that we stop people from scoring. You know, that's just what it is at the end of the day. We got to play good pass defense, good run defense, and we have to do that better than what we have. So we need to improve that way. And I think we're looking forward to doing that.
Thank you, Coach Jackson. Look forward to the matchup this weekend.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Ernest Ricks.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? This is Rick from MPNV Sports. I have a question about Lewis Matthews, your linebacker. He played a great game. Talk to us about him and his contributions to your defense, Coach.
No, he's been awesome. I mean, he's been one of the heroes over there on defense so far this season. He's been very consistent for us. He's a consistent playmaker for us. Every week he's one of the guys that has made the tackles and made our defense. He's the one guy when you look over there who's playing at a high level, to be very honest with you. So he's one of the leaders, one of the guys we kind of lean on, and we need to keep him going. You know, this year is going to be a big year for him.
Coach, amongst the fan base, have you heard anything about the conditions during the game for fans, the conditions during the game for the band, things of that nature? Have you heard anything about that?
I didn't hear anything about the fan. I did hear about the fans because we had several parents there, and I know there were some issues with water and people trying to be in a situation where they could be a little bit cooler. But that's understandable. It was a nice hot day, football day, and that's what we all look forward to. So I don't know what went on with the concession stands or anything like that, but I just know that there were some parents that I think experienced some issues that way.
Coach, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Kendrick Marshall.
Hey, Coach. Coach Sanders made some comments about the fan turnout from Grambling's standpoint from Saturday's game. Were you aware of those? And if you were, is there a response from you about what he said?
No, nothing about it. And no, my head's been down and looking forward to this next game, so I do not know anything about it.
All right. Another question I had was about the game itself, in terms of like how, as a coach, you try to lift your guys up after the outcome and in the kind of way it happened on Saturday.
Well, I mean, again, it was the tale of two halves, right? First half looked like a really good football game. Second half, they played extremely well and we didn't. So what we do is make it very transparent and tell our guys what we need to do to make sure that we finish better. We felt like we were right there and competing and doing some good things in the first half, and we fell off. So I, as the head coach, have to look and see why. We as assistants all are trying to do that. And then the players have to own up to those things and make sure that we get better at finishing games better.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
This question goes to Perry Daniels.
Yes, Coach Jackson, Perry Daniels with Louisiana All-American Sports. I want to talk about the talent level that Coach Prime has been able to recruit at Jackson State. With you being a high-profile person yourself, do you think that there was a big talent gap between those players and your current players on the Tigers roster?
What I think is that we're into our first year. They're into their third year. So when you play in a conference, you start to see what you need to compete at a high level. And that game showed me exactly where we need to go. So I'm not going to talk about it, whether they had more talent or did or didn't. I don't think that's what matters. What matters is I now and my staff, we have a different opinion of what we need to do as we move forward. And hopefully by year 3, we'll be as dominant as anybody in the conference.
And as a follow-up, with you being a high-profile head football coach, yesterday another high-profile head African-American male football coach became available. Any possibilities that you have started a trend and we could possibly see Herm Edwards coaching in the SWAC one day?
You never know. Herm is a terrific coach, a great man. And obviously, if he wants to coach, I think he can coach anywhere that he would like. But boy, it'd be great to have him in the SWAC.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
We've got time for one more question for Coach Jackson. All right, final question goes to Jay Keith. Okay, might be some technical difficulties. Coach Jackson, as always, we appreciate your time. We look forward to speaking with you again next week.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.